Hello, hello, hello. It's Max for another match day. Group stage, match day 2, part 1. We got 4 incredibly exciting matches coming up. USA versus the Pyrenees Union. Alpine Federation looking to make a comeback against Oceania, who are looking for their first shot on target of the WSFC. Then we have the Battle of the Africans, East Africa versus West Africa. A Tales of This Time, and finally, British Isles versus Benelux, the reigning champs, versus the team that just smacked another team 10-1. But here it is, what might be the battle for first place in Group C, Pyrenees versus the USA. And it looks to me just like the exact same formation as last time. Both having won their matches by a margin of 2 goals. The Pyrenees scoring 4 but conceding twice, in the USA not letting a shot on target against Oceania. And here we go, Cotswold on the corner. Find someone. Can't. It's headed away. Pedrillo to Cotswold. Cotswold back to Pedrillo. Pedrillo with the shot. And Williams for the first save of the match. And what an important save that was. Diving low to get a hand to that. Cotswold to Pedrillo. Has a shot off of the string. Cormier getting into the ball back. Maybe going to pass it back to the goalkeeper. And they do. Some might call it 2020 vision, football IQ. I call it, what other option did he have? Johnson to Martel to Power, back to Martel with the shot, and Cancelo with a fantastic save to keep it at 0-0. I mean, within the first 4 minutes, we've had 2 pretty incredible saves from both goalkeepers at both ends. Here's Greer now, trying to find an opener for the USA. Phantom ends to Greer, trying to find someone in the middle. Getting pressed by Peixoto. Peixoto wins out. Bonito back to Peixoto, to Bonito. Bonito getting a step, but McTendy's there to put out a foot and get it to the USA men. Blizzard finds Power. Cade gonna do it all himself, but Cancelo once again to meet the USA. That is out for a USA corner. Greer. And it's a goal. Charlie Chambers gets it in. Cancelo unable to take it out of the back of the net. And what a goal that was. I mean, I think it was out of nowhere, if I'm being honest. The USA on the front foot find their first goal against the Pyrenees. Beats a header past Rubio. How many times can you say that? Oswald trying to equalize the match, but it's off the wall and for a Pyrenees corner. I mean, we're considering that the Pyrenees are probably one of the top favorites to win it all. Going 1-0 down to the USA, this is a great result for the USA so far, but there's still quite a lot of football to play. Martel heads it away, but Cotswold gets to it before it becomes a Pyrenees throw-in. Cotswold to Fry, out on the right. Fry into the middle, trying to find Rubio, but Williams say his name twice, and he appears. He's able to cut that out. Cotswold to Vidrio, to Fry. Fry open for the shot, and it's wide, very wide. Fry unable to put it on target. Williams kicking it out long, trying to find an American. McTendy. Johnson heads into Stain. Stain has quite a lot of space out on the left. Stain getting pressed by Fry. Finds Johnson. Big Mac. McTendy. Fanto to Johnson. Tries to find Greer, but it's headed away by Cormier. Last ditch. Stain to Greer. Greer getting pressed by Cormier. Trying to find someone in the middle. It's cleared away by Stringen and Rubio. Once more to get it all the way back to the midfield, but the USA are going to keep up the pressure. Greer with a shot. Bounces off Cormier, but finds its way back to Greer. Greer. Johnson with the shot, and it's way wide. Dybala now. Chambers. Finds Bonito. Wrong team, but you know. Fry. Gets onto the end of the cross, and Williams with another fantastic save. Cotswold now on the corner. And it's headed away by the USA. Power getting, once again, another header, but it only falls to Pedrillo. But Power is able to cut out a pass. Do the Americans have a counterattack? This could be huge. Power trying to beat Estrengen. Has quite a few people in the box, but gets taken down by Estrengen, and the Pyrenees are able to settle for an American corner. Greer now. Trying to find Chambers once again, but it's headed away by the Pyrenees. But Greer once again trying to find somebody, anybody. Stain takes it down to Chambers. Greer once again with space, cuts inside, has a shot, but Cancelo is able to kind of knock it into the post and out. Wizard. I mean, the USA has looked so dominant. The Pyrenees have, like, have had quite a few chances, 2 chances really, and Williams has been there every single time. But here's the ball trying to find a striker, finds Criminal, but Fanto Benz is able to kind of shake him off. But Criminal gets it right back off of Fanto Benz. Benito can't get it past Chambers, but here's Criminal. Criminal is trying to find someone in the middle and find Julian Rubio, who does what he does best and scores a goal. And the USA, having gone up real early in the match, once again find themselves equal with the Pyrenees off a great move from Criminal. Cuts inside, able to make it past Lizard, puts in and Williams just unable to grab that out of the air, and Rubio capitalizes on that mistake. I mean, I've said so many times, what makes a good striker? Right place, right time. Doesn't matter, all goals count the same, whether it's a screamer or a tap-in. And Rubio is there to tap it in. Right, to Pedrillo now. Pyrenees want to find their lead. Trying to find Rubio. It's headed away by the foot kicks. Now Martel is getting pressed by 4, 5, 6. But Martel is able to kind of squirm his way around. Finds Stain. Stain able to get a hook past Cotswold. Stain trying to get past the ball, puts it across. Trying to find Phantom Benz, does, but it's off the side netting and not the correct side netting. I mean, the USA's looked fantastic. Martel and Greer have not really been up to, no, Greer's been pretty good, but just I guess the striker has not been striking so far, and still they've looked dominant. But here's Lizard finds Martel, and Cancelo does well to tip it over, but Martel went too early. And I was talking about Martel, moving, not striking. Cormier, Cotswold, Fry gets taken down by Stain, but the referee's not going to call it. Power back to Stain. It was a clean tackle, in my opinion. I would have probably started shouting if it was a penalty. Trying to find Martel, but Estrengen's there first. Martel gets the ball off Pedrillo, but it's back into the Pyrenees' hands. Fry having a shot, but Williams tips it over. It was, I think, blocked by McFoot Cakes, and then went to, Williams was able to finally push it over. Quick thinking from the goalkeeper. Trying to find a header. Can't. I mean, it's been really end-to-end stuff. Like, yes, we've had some moments of lull, I guess. But nevertheless, here we go again with the Pyrenees. The thing about the Pyrenees is, you can be a dominant team like the USA is right now, but any chance that they get could turn into goal. Here's Cotswold, but Stain is able to clear it away. Finds Martel. Martel finds Power. Power gets caught up with Greer and Cotswold down the ball. Fry. Which would be a terrible way to concede. Rubio, and there it is. Julian Rubio gets the Pyrenees second. Greer and Power mixing up is what caused the counter. And the Pyrenees, as I said, capitalize. You give them any chance, there's a chance, a very likely chance that they make their mark. And Rubio, with their second in the match, is able to beat Chambers to the ball, and Williams gets beaten at his near post. I mean, look at that. Both being offsides, but Julian Rubio, striker sense. Here's Greer, the USA trying to equalize before half. Can they? Already having a goal from the corner. Tries to find Chambers. It's headed over Peixoto. After Greer to make foot kicks. To McTenny with the shot, and Cancelo pushes it away for a corner. Greer now. Finds McFoot kicks, but it hits the side netting again for the USA. And not the right side. And there it is, halftime. The USA 1, the Pyrenees 2. You look at the XG it's basically all square, but the thing is, you have a striker like Julian Rubio. It's hard not to keep them away from scoring goals. And I thought it was honestly a very, very good first half, just in terms of like technical ability. I thought we saw some real prowess in both teams. I mean, you see just a bunch of stars on both teams, the Pyrenees and the USA. The USA is not bad whatsoever, so there is very well a chance that they can find a way to equalize, if not win the game. But the Pyrenees might just be that much better. Here's Stain trying to get that equalizer, but gets beaten out by the Pyrenees. Criminal to Dybala. McTendy able to clear it for the USA. Maybe trying to find Martel. Can't. But Fanto Benz gets taken down by Criminal, who finds Peixoto to Criminal. Criminal trying to beat McTendy. Criminal already has an assist this game. Peixoto, it was Pedrillo. I just said the player's name wrong. But nevertheless, far away from being a goal. Greer. I mean, this is great for Alpen and Oceania if the USA end up losing, because that second spot is all wide open. But a Pyrenees Union win would most likely guarantee them staying up. Lizard with a shot. Moving on to the next round. I don't know why I was saying staying up. This is not, a league game. You see, when you don't flip the switch, it's easy to say stupidities. Pedrillo. Cotswold on the right, has space, finds Fry. Fry gonna try to find Rubio or Dybala or Benito. Cotswold to Pedrillo. Pedrillo to Criminal. Criminal with a shot, and Williams is able to knock it off and away by his foot. The SFE goalkeeper, coming back from Germany to the USA to represent his team, is able to make a save. Rubio. I was gonna say like Rubio or something like that. Martel able to kind of like push Pedrillo away from the ball. Fanto Benz picks it off of Criminal. Fanto Benz running up the pitch. Fanto Benz getting pressed by Fry and Cotswold. And Cotswold's able to win out. Small in stature. Absolutely devious when it comes to picking people's pockets. It being metaphorical, I don't think Cotswold's out here like stealing. Just because they're a small person does not mean that they're automatically going to go and because they're closer to the pocket level. Here's the ball. Benito with a shot, and it's up and away, unable to get the curl right. Cotswold now trying to find someone. Stain to Pedrillo, and it's shot in a way. The USA kind of losing their steam in the second half, but it's only been 10 minutes since the second half, and I feel like you've seen 20 highlights. Cancelo getting pressed by Martel. Can't find Bonito, but headed away by the USA, but only falls Pedrillo. Rubio to Fry. Fry with space. Fry has the space, and the goal. Bernardo Fry with a fantastic finish. Finds the Pyrenees third. I would say it's all over, but a 2-goal lead is not the safest of leads. And Fry with space is able to make a fantastic run, and Rubio doing it on both fronts, the assisting and the goal scoring. This time finds themselves on the assisting side to Bernardo Fry. I mean, give Rubio some credit. Man of my match. My man of the match. This is not my game. Lizard to Fanto Benz. Fanto Benz trying to find Greer. Trying to find anyone. Fanto Benz going to do it all themselves. McTendy. Martel getting taken down, and Cancelo with a fantastic save. Gets it out for USA corner. Big foot kicks out to Greer. Fanto Benz staying with the shot, and it's over. Peixoto. I mean, Peixoto could easily be Portuguese. I always think of Brazilian. Rubio with the shot, and it's just wide. I don't know if you guys have ever had the Brazilian, I think it's like fried ball, coxinha or something like that. Fantastic. Big fan of the one with meat. It's very creamy, surprisingly. I was surprised the first time I had it. Fry now, Bernardo Fry on the right. Finds Pedrillo. Pedrillo has a shot, but it bounces off McTendy. Corbière and Williams with a fantastic save to keep it out for a Pyrenees corner. Trying to find someone. Bauer has it away. I was told the French pronunciation of the Pyrenees, but I really don't. I'm not going to say it, but it does exist. I think that's the point of communicating the fact that there is a French pronunciation to the word Pyrenees. Cormier. Dybala. Bonito. The criminal. Criminal on the left, getting pressed by Fanta. Rubio with a shot, and Williams collects calmly, but Rubio went off a little bit too quickly. He's getting to the last 10 minutes. Williams, trying to find someone. Finds Fry. To Cotswold. Trying to find anyone. Stain clears, but not to Fanta Benz, to the ball of Criminal. Trying to keep the Pyrenees attack alive. Fanta Benz able to kind of stop it. Clears. Criminal, and it's over. The USA need to find a goal quickly if they want any chance. I mean, they have created quite literally nothing the second half. The Pyrenees came out and they're like, this is our half. Fry with a shot, and what a goal by Bernardo Fry. No. Get him off the pitch. And there it is, 4-1. Bernardo Fry with an absolute screamer. One touch, bang. And Williams can't do anything about that. What a goal by Bernardo Fry. What a goal. And the USA are going to lose this match. Stain to Greer. Stain getting pressed by Rubio. And I think that's going to be it. The Pyrenees, deservedly winners, going down early in the match. But once again, in their second game in a row, scoring 4 to the USA's 1. This time able to, I guess, better themselves defensively as well. Only conceding 1 goal, but in my opinion, the opponent was tougher. So it says more to how good the Pyrenees are. They might have their moments in the game where they fall asleep, but what tells you more about a team than if they can fight back? And what a way that they fought back. All done in large part to Bernardo Fry and Julian Rubio. I can say names correctly. But nevertheless, this leaves the group wide open. I think if the Alpen Federation and Oceania tie, the Pyrenees automatically qualify, and they would be our first qualifiers of the World Cup into the second phase, or I guess the Football Classic. But here we go. Alpine Federation versus Oceania. Alpine Federation falling 4-2. I guess 2-4 against the Pyrenees last time out. And Oceania unable to register a shot against the USA, who we just saw lose 1-4 against the Pyrenees. How many times am I going to say this tournament, having lost the Pyrenees? I can't tell you. But this is going to be huge for the Alpine Federation. Huge for Oceania. Coming out with an odd formation. The same from last time. Evil, Stroh, James, McManus, Nelson. A huge caveat to last game was the fact that Nelson got injured. Of course, I'm not saying that's the reason why the USA won, but nevertheless, Nelson is one of their better players. So, this may be an incredibly different Oceania team as long as Ben Nelson, can stay healthy. But here we go, Del Pirlo. I heard someone say that he was washed online. But I don't think so. Every single player in this league is in their prime. Del Pirlo. Trying to find English. Can't. Fencerhausen. To Del Pirlo. Trying to find Santori. It's set away by Nelson, though. There the man is. The man that got injured really early on into the match. Caetano to Fencerhausen. Gets taken off the ball by Lee, but finds it right back. Habjanic to Caetano. All the way to Del Vecchio. We have quite a few train car players here. Habjanic with a shot, and Ball is able to make a fantastic save. I'm really interested to see if Oceania can register a shot on target. Just a shot. Moretti to Del Pirlo. It's headed away to Moretti. Gaetano. To Vecchio. To Habjanic. Back to Twinkle Toes to Moretti. Back to Twinkle Toes. Fensterhausen to Santori. All the way back to Twinkle Toes. I mean, this team loves to recycle the ball. You can notice that. And Stroh's able to get the ball to Greg Evil. Trying to find someone. Finds McManus. McManus is going to have a shot. And there it is. Oceania with their first shot. Oh, it might be offsides. I'll say my spiel if this counts. And it is going to count. Oceania with their first shot of the tournament makes it a goal. And it's 1-0. Oceania. McManus sending Twinkle Toes the exact wrong way. And the defense asleep. Really Evil cutting out. Ooh, wow. Lichtensteiner, I think the back foot keeping McManus on. Stroh getting taken off by Partista. Fensterhausen. Moretti. Twinkle Toes. Lichtensteiner. Lichtsteiner. I don't know why I keep on saying Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner. Back to Twinkle Toes. To Moretti. Habjanic. Losing out to Greg Evil. Starting off the counter for Oceania. Might have Stroh. A bad pass that Fensterhausen is able to collect. Fensterhausen taking it up. Now for Alpine Federation. Trying to find it. But Stausch is there. But it only falls to Santori. Santori, the small man. To Habjanic. To Del Piero with a shot. And Ball is able to meet Del Piero. Oceania. Sorry. Alpine Federation. Knocking on the door now. Del Piero. Trying to find someone. I think the Alpine Federation's formation is rather... you have 3 attacking forwards, 1 attacking playmaker, 1 inside forward. I mean, you got to do what you got to do with the players you select. Del Piero to Fensterhausen, loses, but to Habjanic with a shot, and I think it bounces off some Oceania player and it's out for another Alpine Federation corner. Del Vecchio, trying to find someone. Fensterhausen with the header, and it's over. Oceania with a more traditional formation. I mean, frankly, they have quite a... I was rather surprised that they didn't register a single shot against the USA. But at the same time, you went down with a pretty important player early in the match. McManus to Stroh with Nelson. And it's kicked over. Talking about the guy that got injured last match. And Calvin Ball is just I don't know what you'd call him. A machine, a wall. Clearly a wall is the best analogy for who Calvin Ball is. His name rhymes with the word wall, and there it is, halftime. Oceania 1, Alpen Federation 0. Alpen Federation having some very good chances early on in the match, but Oceania only needed 1 shot to make a goal. And from there, they've also had some very important chances, especially 1 missed by Nelson. And it's been a very interesting match so far. Oceania would love the 3 points here. Alpine Federation would love them too. I think it'd spell disaster for both if they're unable to at least get a point from this game. So it's going to be really, really tight this second half. I think Alpine Federation really has to come out and go for at least a win. I mean, you'd expect them to come out for a win every single game. But, the first half, sometimes you are kind of feeling out the other team, looking at the formations, understanding where the players are making their runs at. And the Alpine Federation caught asleep on one of their, recyclings of the ball. And Oceania able to go up. Del Vecchio now. Alpine Federation want that goal. Gets taken off the ball. McManus. But Lichtsteiner is able to get to it first. Trying to find Voda. Headed down with McGool. James. But gets taken off the ball by Del Vecchio. To Moretti. Out to Fensterhausen. To Del Piero with a shot. And it's just wide. And I think it was blocked by Kawasaki. Del Vecchio. It was an important block. That would have easily found its way into the bottom corner of the net. Del Vecchio trying to find Fensterhausen, does, and it's headed over. Fensterhausen finds ready to Lichtensteiner. To Del Vecchio. Finds Voda, and Voda just can't finish the job. Voda with a fantastic chance right there. Unable to make the goal. And Oceania are still 1-0 up. I mean, you look at the XG chart, that was basically a penalty. Habjanic to Del Vecchio. That's how Habjanic trying to find Alpine Federation's goal. It's blocked by James. And Caetano takes down McManus. And I think Caetano's going to go into the box. No, just a strongly worded, don't do that. Del Pirlo. Trying to find someone in the middle. Del Pirlo. Headed away by Nelson. It's out to Del Pirlo though. Habjanic with the shot, and Calvin Ball once again matches the Alpine Federation. Del Vecchio. Fensterhausen pushes out, but back to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio cutting inside. Del Vecchio with the shot, and it hits the side netting ball, able to kind of push it away. Alpine Federation knocking on the door, need their goal. Fensterhausen headed away. Del Vecchio coming back to collect. Del Vecchio, and Evil's there first to clear it away, and Caetano collects. Gets it to Kawasaki. Magul getting pressed by Del Vecchio. Alpine with a pretty high press. Ken. They find a mistake. Stroh has a bit of space. Finds Nelson. Nelson trying to find another player. Trying to beat this press. Magul. Kawasaki gets taken off the bar by Del Pirlo, but wins it right back. McManus to Evil. Evil back to Magul. And Lichtensteiner is able to get it off. I can't remember who made that pass. Del Vecchio to Voda. Back to Del Vecchio. Now can this press turn into a counterattack? Voda. Habjanic. Back to Voda. Voda. He's going to have a shot. And it just curls wide. Inches. Inches. Say like an inch small. If you really think about it, a foot? 12 inches. Huge. Cartista to Fensterhausen. Ever have a foot long? It's a big thing to eat. Cartista to Del Pirlo. Sorry, to Voda with the goal. And Alpine Federation is able to equalize in the 86th minute. After I was talking about a Subway foot long. But it's not going to count. And Alpine Federation are going to feel robbed. And Oceania are going to take a deep breath. I know it was Cartista who was offside the first time. I thought it was Del Pirlo who scored, but it was Voda. And Oceania are going to want to hang on to their 1-0 lead right now. Magul to James. Back to Magul. Nelson to Magul. Trying to find someone in the middle. Can they find Stroh? Already heads it away. But Hoppy is able to get there first. McManus for the shot. And Twinkle Toes jumping up to push it away. Hoppy to Stroh. Santori is able to take off the ball. There's one chance left in this, is there? Trying to find Cartista, but Stroh gets there first, and Paul's going to clear it away. And the referee calls it right there. Alpine Federation are going to bow out of this. Ooh. Wait, no, there's still a chance that they can qualify. I always think after, two losses. Let me do the mental math real quick. So right now the Pyrenees are on 6 points, correct? USA and Oceania both on 3. And the Alpine Federation is going to face the USA next. Given that the Alpine Federation, I'd have to really look if this is head-to-head, if that comes first. Ooh. I'm not too sure. There's still a chance. We'll say that we'll say there's still a chance. While I go look up the rule book. Let me talk about the game. Calvin Ball, player of the match, deserved. I mean, the Alpen Federation couldn't get one past him, and the one that they could was offsides. All props to Calvin Ball. And let's not forget, Oceania did look different this match. They looked a lot stronger. It's going to be interesting to watch them play the Pyrenees. Can they find an upset? Or will the USA be able to, or will, the Alpen Federation able to beat the USA and off a goal difference just find a way past, um, past the other 2-on-3, given that the Pyrenees Union beats Oceania. But here we go. Battle of Africa. East Africa versus West Africa. Who's going to come out on top? I don't know. That's the reason why we watch these matches. East Africa versus West Africa. This is going to be interesting. Paya. I couldn't find the rules. Mbuemo trying to whip the shot, but it's kicked away and out. Third corner. East Africa in green, West Africa in white. Let's remember that, guys. This is not a note to self. Adamu. Someone will probably tell me. Banana with the shot, and it's headed away by Rashford the fourth. Dia. Ali Dia to Damu. Damu with the shot, and Walverson once again to match the West Africans. West Africa starting way stronger than they did against the British Isles. Paya trying to find someone. Stroh. Sorry, Dia. Getting confused between the matches. Rashford the third. Finds Rashford the second. Back to number 3. Finds Doug the second. Dia trying to get it away. Calderon trying to put it in the middle. And it's headed away by Adamu. Freddie Adu trying to start off a counter. Dia. Terrell. To Adu. Taking up themselves, but finds Paya all the way out on the right. Alone. Getting pressed by Rashford the third. To Mike Bassett. To Mbuemo. Back to Bassett. Adamu. All the way to Grimace. Adu and Tyrannis is able to put in a block. Good stuff from the West Africans starting off the match, especially considering how they finished off their last match. And Buffon is able to catch the ball off Doug the second off that corner. Paya trying to play it past Rashford. Rashford, the fourth, is able to head it away to Reynes, but only out to Mbuemo. Dia, Urkel with the shot, and Walverson's able to catch it easily. So I think in the rule book, there's like nothing specifically on the World Simulation Football Classic on how the groups are decided, but I think going off the league, goal difference is first. So Alpen Federation still has a chance. Rashford, the second, and Buffon's able to match. Doug the second now. How many seconds are there? Quite a lot, given the fact that everyone's named after each other. It's headed away by Dia. And it's out. An East African throw-in. I mean, West Africa have very interesting formation, to say the least, but here's Paya. Dia. Someone with a shot, and it's over. Quiet stuff in this match. A lot quieter than the rest. And Mika Rush for the second. Off of Buffon trying to clear the ball. Punch away the ball. Mika Rush for the second. Just unexpectedly gets the goal. Calderon finds Doug the second. And Doug putting in a prayer cross. Buffon tries to come out to collect it, but Mika Rashford beats him there first. Buffon conceding a very similar goal to last game. Urkel trying to find someone. To Paya. To Urkel. Urkel trying to find Dia does. Oh, Alverson's able to catch the ball. Adamu. Trying to find anyone, but it's headed away. Terrell with the shot, and it's kind of blocked away. Oh, it's not even blocked. It's after a goal kick. Calderon with a shot, but Buffon is able to match Calderon, and what a shot that was, stinging. Doug. Calderon with a shot, and Alex Calderon makes it too. Looked on sides to me. And there it is, the confirmation. Calderon just able to play it out to the outside, and Buffon unable to match Calderon this time. Calderon having a stinging shot just a little bit earlier. I mean, West Africa have had the better chances. Kind of surprising to see them behind, especially by two. Doug trying to find someone, and I think Calderon just heads it wide. To Grimace on the left, getting pressed by, and Zaza Banana gets the West Africans' first goal. Alright, sorry, it's their second. I don't know what I'm talking about. But Zaza Banana able to get one back for the West Africans, and this is going to be important for this match, given that a goal is important for every single match. To be fair, they did get their goal against the British Isles when they were down 7, so some goals count more than others. Grimace able to get some space and finds Zaza Banana all alone. And plus, it past Alverson. Yeah, that's on sides for Miles. Adamu trying to find West Africa's equalizer. Can't find Banana. Went with there first. Terrell with the shot, and it's over. Doug, the second, trying to find a goal off the free kick, and it's off the wall and out for a corner. Buffon this time is able to get to the ball first. And there it is, halftime. East Africa 2, West Africa 1. West Africa having for sure the better chances this game. Find themselves down 2-1. The battle the battle for Africa is going to East Africa for now. East Africa having a lot less possession too. That's really interesting to know. I mean, West Africa looks super different than they did against the British Isles. I think Buffon makes a mistake on the first goal. You don't come out for a ball like that, but it was curving in an odd direction. Maybe at first they thought it was a good idea to go for it. Ended up regretting it soon after. The second goal by Calderon was very nice, and West Africa were able to get one back. But here we go, the second half. It's all to play for. This group is just as open as Group C was. Rashford the third trying to beat Urkel. Urkel gets there first. And it's a free kick. That was confusing. Free kick for what? I can't tell you. Calderon. Gerrard. Grimes. To Pyrenees. Rashford the second gets a step on Adamu. Rashford against Buffon. And Buffon. I don't know. To pick up edge of the box. Hits it off. For East Africa trying to get their third. Get a 2-goal lead again, but Grimace is there to cut it out. Adu. Freddy. Adu. Getting it up the pitch. Turkel. To Banana. Banana trying to beat Gerrard. Banana. Gonna find Adu. Adu. Back to Banana. And it's blocked. And Wentworth clears out to Derbatov. And now East Africa trying to start a counter. To Rashford the third. Out to Wentworth. To Tarandis. But Dia is able to get there first. Ali Dia to Grimace. Finds Zaza Banana. On the left. To Adu. To Grimace. To Mbeumo with the shot. And there it is. Rivens Mbeumo with a fantastic goal to equalize the match. We've seen 2 fantastic goals this part of the match today. And what a goal that was by Mbeumo. My word. Banana to Adu. To Grimace. And first time Mbeumo smacks it top bins. Robertson can't do anything about that. Bassett to Urkel. Out to Paya. Banana with a header. And it's just over. West Africa coming down from 2-0 to equalize at 2-2. Adamu now. To Dia. I mean, yeah, West Africa looks so different from last game. Terrell. To Paya. Paya. Trying to get past Calderon, but Paya loses out to Calderon. That's not a penalty, ref. What are you talking about? But hey, I'm not out on the pitch. I can't make these calls. They're looking for it. And they found it. West Africa with the chance to go up for the first time this football classic. Banana versus Wallerson, and Banana wins out. Zaza Banana for their second. Guess West Africa on top. 3 unanswered goals from West Africa after 2 unanswered goals from East Africa. I mean, they were answered with a 3. Doesn't work both ways. West Africa on top for the first time this football classic. Calderon to Rashford the third. To Doug. To Gerrard. Gerrard finds Rashford the third. Finds Rashford the second. Derbatov with the shot, but Buffon makes a save. Doug the second. Headed away. Tarandis. Lex. Tarandis. That's the left. Calderon. Calderon trying to find a new equalizer. Gerrard. To Wentworth. To Doug. Back to Wentworth. Getting pressed by Adu. Paya collects. Calderon. To Rashford the third. Trying to find someone. Finds Rashford the second. And it's off the crossbar and over. Time's running out for East Africa, but here's Gerrard. But it ends up in West African hands. Grimace. Wentworth able to cut that out. Wentworth trying to bring it up the pitch. Derbatov. Derbatov to Tarandis. Tarandis getting pressed by Dia. Back to Rashford the fourth. But Urkel's able to cut that out. And here's a West African counter. Urkel to Adu. Freddy trying to find a fourth. Back to Urkel. And Wallerson makes an easy save. Very cool, unable to get any power on that. Buffoon. Finds Urkel. Finds Adu. Adu with space, with the shot, but Wilson once again able to get that to his chest. A soft shot from Freddie Adu. Robertson throws it to Calderon. Doug the second. To Rashford. To Rashford the second. Rashford the third to Rashford the second. A Rashford connection. And there's the equalizer for East Africa. Paya just losing out to Rashford the third, and Rashford the third with the space. He's able to put it a great cross in, and Rashford the second, you know how clinical they are. Able to get around and away from Bassin to Damu, and able to slot it home past Buffoon. And East Africa and West Africa equal once again. Dia to Adu to Banana. Gets taken off the ball by Gerard. Adu to Grimace. Grimace out of the left. And it's kicked away by Rashford the fourth. Derbatov. Trying to find maybe a winner. Durandis. Turning off the pitch. Doug the second. Finds Miko Rashford the second. And there it is. The lead once again for East Africa. Unless Rashford was off. That was close to me. And it's going to count. East Africa once again find themselves on top. Durandis able to kind of get it to Doug, and Doug finds a fantastic pass to where Bassett once again loses their man, and Miko Rashford the second, as dangerous as always, is able to slot it home. Yeah, that wasn't offsides whatsoever. An unnecessary offsides check. Rashford the second on a hat-trick today. Doug the second trying to find a fifth, and it hits the side netting. West Africa still have time to equalize. Grimace to Dia to Grimace to Mbuemo. Out to Bassett. Mbuemo to Paya. Bassett. Adamu to Dia. Dia trying to find someone in the box, but it's out of the way. Rashford the third collects. Rashford trying to get past Paya. Can they find Miko Rashford the second? They do. Put Grimace off a long touch from Miko Rashford the second. He's able to get the ball, but Rashford once again, this time the second, is able to get off Grimace. Wentworth. It's Durandis. Durandis trying to find someone. Rashford the third to Calderon. Calderon trying to find one of the two Rashards. Calderon does it himself, but it's just wide. 5 more minutes to go. West Africa need an equalizer. We've discussed this before. It really all depends on the second match. Urkel, Rashford the second, the third, gets it to the second, and there it is for their fourth of the day. And East Africa's fifth, Miko Rashford the second, take a bow. The third to the second connection. Who else? I can't remember canonically if that's his son, but nevertheless, the 2 and the 3 make it 5. What do you get when you add 3 plus 2? 5. It was written in the stars. And I think with that goal kick, out the second, and Mbuemo. I mean, the referee's got to call it now. Game over, lads. Dia finds, and a poor through ball. And there it is. There's the final whistle. Referee kind of, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it toying. But nevertheless. The match ends 5-3. East Africa on top. And East Africa are going to be hoping that I think they hope that the next match ends in a tie, because then it's all to play for. But here we go, British Isles versus Benelux, the team that just went off of a win, 10-1 versus Benelux, the reigning champs. Could decide the group. Might not. You never know. East Africa could put a wrench in everything, especially given the facilities that they have, given the fact that Mika Rashford, the second, had just scored 4 off of like 3 assists from the third. But here we go. The British Isles versus Benelux. A tale as old as time. The British versus that part of Europe. I don't mean like that part of Europe like in a mean way. I mean like, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium. Here we go, to Groot. To Lorenzo. To Van Arnhoven. Berenson still not starting. Probably one of the questions of the football classic, in my opinion. Kovacs to Hefeweizen. To Lorenzo. Back to Hefeweizen. To Van Arnhoven. But Super Hoops is there to cut it out. To O'Leary. To Tut. Tut. Are they going to have a shot? Super Hoops. And it's over. Noticeably, they're not going with a front 3 like that. Miedema to Hefeweizen. Trying to find De Groot. Unable to. Johnson is there to intercept. Scott. Miedema. Van Arnhoven to Mulder. Mulder gets there first before Hunt. Mulder able to kind of take it around, finding space on the right, and Kovacs and Mulder get mixed up with Johnson, and a terrible pass, and Nerf the Groot is able to find Benelux's first of the match. A terrible, terrible pass back to James Osprey, and De Groot is there to capitalize. If I said terrible 50 times over, I don't know if that would even begin to, tough. It's tough. Tough for Trick. Tough for Trick Johnson. But hey, nerves get to you. Can't blame the player. I guess you can. But I like not to. Mulder trying to find Miedema. Heads it down to Kovacs, but Kovacs is only able to head it right to Asprey. Benelux early up in this match, exactly where they want to be. British Isles having gone from a 10-0 win, a 10-1 win, to now being down a goal. But hey, there's still time to score 10. Kovacs, to Lorenzo, back to Hefeweizen, the Fiery, kicks it long, trying to find Nerf the Groot. Hunt's able to get there first. It's down to O'Leary. Head to Super Hoops. Super Hoops plays it around, back to head, slab head, to Tut. To Sterling Scott, gets taken off the ball by Miedema. Hefeweizen gets taken off the ball by Tut. Patterson to Blackman, to Tut. Tut to O'Leary with a shot, and it's over. And I think O'Leary was offsides anyway, but they're not going to call it. Yeah, going from a 3 at the front to now a 4-2-4 is interesting to say the least. I think Benelux kept their 5 at the back formation. Maybe 1 or 2 tweaks in the tactics. Who knows? I certainly don't. I'm not an auditor. Johnson, headed away by Ronflex. Mulder. De Groot is able to get off of a pass back by Tut. De Groot on his game today, trying to get past Tut. Finds Miedema, back to Groot. De Groot with the shot, and there's Nerf De Groot second, and their 4th of this football classic. Nerf De Groot puts Benelux up by 2. But we saw a 2-goal lead. Doesn't mean much, especially when you're facing the British Isles. But we saw how, West Africa was able to come back against East Africa, but East Africa ended up winning, so take it that way you will. And it's off the post. I think that was Sterling Scott on the free kick. Super Hoops to Johnson. Johnson, headed away by Ronflex. Hendry has the super hoops. To Tut. Blackman. Blackman on the right. To O'Leary. O'Leary at Ronflex is able to kind of block it away for the British Isles corner. Hunt. Hunt's on the corner. Trying to find someone. Finds. And it's kicked away by DeGroot. DeGroot's everywhere. O'Leary. O'Leary to super hoops. Nerf DeGroot. Take it down. This half has been all him. Hunt. Miedema heads it away. Only out to Hunt. And Mulder able to put in a slide tackle, but back to Hunt. To super hoops. Super hoops down the right. Trying to find Belmont or Patterson in the middle. Trying to find one of the two. Belmont and Fiery Chicken saves it. A deep. I think that many Benelux fans were holding their breath there, and they can release that breath. Time to Tut. To Johnson. Kovacs able to clear it away. Can Benelux weather the storm? Miedema out on the right. Benelux trying to do more than weather the storm. Had it away, but only out to Mulder. Mulder trying to find someone in the middle. Finds Hendry instead to Van Aanhoven. Van Aanhoven. This and Osprey able to collect it early. Easily, not early. I'm trying to say Van Aanhoven. The screamer scorer. Didn't come out. But there we have it. Halftime. Benelux 2. British Isles 0. Benelux, the reigning champions. I'd say it's an upset, but you're facing the reigning champions. You expect them to win this. You expect them to go back to back. But the British Isles, you know how good they are. Tons of Tut, the best performer for the British Isles so far. Belmont and Patterson just haven't been able to connect. Haven't been able to get kind of too close to Fiery Chicken. Fiery Chicken's been there the 3 times that the British Isles have had a shot on target. One shot playing off the post. That's all to play for the second half. Am I excited? And there we go with the second half. Belmont to Patterson, Tommy Moff, someone else, and Bob Beretson and Slothenberg are both coming on, and someone else is. I can't read that fast. Tut, taking off Bob Miedema, but it gets right back to him. Miedema to Lorenzo. Back to Detrella. To Hefeweizen, to Van Aanhoven, to Beretson. Beretson has space, has a shot, but it's way wide. Couldn't get the shot on target. Schwartz also comes on. Kovacs taking up the pitch. Finds DeGroot. DeGroot to Kovacs on the right. Kovacs finds Hefeweizen with a shot, but it's way over. Osprey diving to get to it, but didn't have to. Johnny Elliott. Oh, Sam Albinson also comes on for the British Isles. Schwartz. Hunt able to get the ball off of that pass. Albinson, but Lorenzo's there first. Kovacs trying to get past Scott. Finds Miedema. Miedema has a step. Trying to find DeGroot. But Tonto's not there. Nerve DeGroot. Hefeweizen. Hefeweizen makes it 3 for Benelux. Benelux with the same scoreline that they had last match. It's all Benelux today. Kovacs to Miedema. And loses out. Tonton able to get there first, but Tonton goes into traffic. Nerve DeGroot passes it to Hercules Hefeweizen, and Hefeweizen first time smashed into the back of the net. Osprey unable to do anything about it. Schwartz to Van Aanhoven. Back to Schwartz. Trying to find their fourth. Elliott clears away, but only out to Hefeweizen. To Kovacs. Back to Beretson. And DeGroot has their hat trick. Benelux running rampant against the British Isles. It's 4-0 Benelux. British Isles look just so dangerous. through the friendlies, through the first game. They're coming off of a 10-1 win. And they are falling way short against Benelux, the reigning champs. Austria with a 5.6, but hey, I think we could talk about numerous players who have made mistakes that have led to every single one of those goals. But that's the thing, football's all about the mistakes that you make and the chances that you take. Mia Dane with a shot, and it's away. Berenson. To Kovacs, back to Berenson. I will never ever critique the tactician of Benelux again for whoever they put on the pitch. This has been fantastic stuff by Benelux, but here's Hunt. British Isles have a mountain to climb, but 4 is still achievable. Nothing's impossible. Detrella has it away. Only out to Albinson. Albinson to Blackman. Blackman with the shot. It's curling, but Slothenberg is there to collect. Lorenzo clears it away, but only out to Elliott. Johnny Elliott on the left, but Kovacs is there. Kovacs clears, but only out to Tommy Moff. Tommy. And Slothenberg just gets a diving hand through it, away for a throw-in. And that was going fast, too. Tommy Moff to Albinson. Schwartz there first, but only back out to Moff. Trying to find someone in the middle. Scott. And it's kicked away. And Kovacs is able to make a fantastic block there to keep it still a clean sheet for Benelux. Hunt once again. Hunt trying to find someone. Finds Slabhead. But the Slothenberg collects. Osprey to Hunt. To Elliott. To Blackman. Van Eindhoven is able to get it off of Blackman, but only back to Slabhead. Slabhead getting pressed by the group. The group wants already has a hat trick. I don't know what I'm talking about. Belmont wants a 4-trick. Tut. Patterson. Patterson with a shot. And Hefeweizen takes down Tut. And it gets called back for a free kick for the British Isles. And Tut might have to come off the pitch. What's going on here? Please don't tell me Tut's going to block the Elliott free kick. Tut trying to get back on his feet is unable to, still squirming on the... And Tonto Tut finally is able to muster up the courage to get back on their feet. Credit to them. Looked like they were in pain. Here's Elliott now on the free kick for the British Isles, trying to find one back. Loeffenberg in net. It's over. Loeffenberg to Ronflex. The big man. Detrella. The tall man. I'm not going to say everyone's height. Elliott is able to cut off a pass to Patterson. Patterson to Tut. Back to Scott. Sterling Scott on the left. Lorenzo. Patterson. And Loeffenberg is able to make a save. Benelux feeling the pressure. They're going to be happy to know that they have a 4-goal cushion, but still, anything can happen against the British Isles. A team that's able to score 10 can easily score 4. Back to Hunt. To Albinson. To Head. Tut with a shot. And Detrella's able to clear it away. Elliott. To Scott. Cleared away by Van Eindhoven. Off. Back to Hunt. Tut. And Schwartz is able to get off with that through ball. Schwartz back to Slothenberg. Slothenberg clears. Trying to find Van Eindhoven. Blackman's there first. Belmont to Tut. Tut. About Hefeweizen. Back to Patterson. Albinson. Detrella, diving header. Back to Albinson. And Tom Patterson. Slothenberg with a fantastic save. Back to Dom. To Scott. Tut. And it's over. And a British Isles attack seemed like it would never end. Finally does, and it comes to nothing. You look at the XG chart, and the British Isles have to be feeling really sad. But here's Berenson, and Osprey's there to make a save. But at the same time, I think British Isles have had quite a few shots on target, but none of them have been clear chances. That makes sense. Benelux have had clear chance after clear chance. Hefeweizen All of those chances came off mistakes, but still, chance to chance. Have Gleison. To the Trilla. Ben Hogan. Osprey. 5 minutes left, plus amount of time to head, slap at the tut. I like that view. Can you bring it back? Albinson. To Patterson, who's wide open and just gets it all wrong. And Patterson was offsides anyway. That sums up the British Isles day today. Offsides and all wrong. You come from, I mean, could be a thing. Too much confidence, you know. You come. Patterson with the shot in Slothenberg makes another fantastic save. Both of the Benelux keepers have been on their game today. Fiery, not doing as much as Slothenberg has this second half. Hunt. Headed away. Hunt. Getting pressed by Ronflex. Ryan Scott. To Hunt. To Tut. Finds Blackman. Blackman with the shot. Blocked by Destrello. Alvinson. Cuts. Back outside. To Moff. Yeah, I really have to look at that XG chart again, because I don't know if you guys can see. It's like, it's exponential, but like the amount of ticks that there are that are supposed to, you know, between time and chance, small, but a lot. So it really begs the question. Nerve the Crew's definitely my man of the match for today, but give a lot of credit to Slothenberg. Came in the second half. I mean, what's more Dutch than bringing on a keeper for an important, you know, penalty shootout or half? And this time it goes right. Slothenberg, again, making a fantastic save. Of course, there's more than just the Netherlands and Benelux. But a very Dutch thing to do. Hunt. I mean, if the FIFA president can say that he's feeling a little bit Qatari, I can say I'm feeling a little bit Dutch today, you know? Time to bring out a goalkeeper in the second half. Schwart. Ronflex. To Trella. To Lorenzo. Kovacs. Trying to find Van Hoven. It's headed away, and there it is. Benelux 4, British Isles 0. An incredible match. I don't even know how to describe it. Benelux just an absolute demolishment of the British Isles. The British Isles are going to have to lick their wounds, come back, look on to the next game versus East Africa, who could complicate everything for them. If British Isles lose out to East Africa, they are out of the World Simulation Football Classic. Eric Belmont still putting up a 7.0. Tonto Tut also putting up a 7.0. And just look at the Benelux. Nerve the Group with a fantastic just team all around. Ridiculous. Slothenberg able to get an 8.3. Deserve it. And there it is, the end of our group stage, match day 2, part 1. Looking at the table, Pyrenees Union on 6, Benelux also on 6, USA on 3, Oceania on 3. Group C, still wide open. Alpine losing again. It's all to play for this last match day, especially in Group D, where the British Isles and East Africa both tied. Second place, still open on both groups. Who knows? The Pyrenees could have a disaster class against Oceania that somehow, some way, finds them out of the World Simulation Football Classic. Same goes to Benelux, but I think it'd be, I don't know, after that British Isles demolishment, back to being my absolute favorite to win this World Simulation Football Classic. So it's all for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the second part. Thank you and goodbye.